Episode 76, Sleepless Night. Peculiar Behavior. Lu Jingli pounced over. "Ah. Sister-in-law, you're my real sister-in-law." Ningxi's face turned slightly dark. "If you spout nonsense again, I'll..." Lu Jingli immediately held the dessert at a distance. "I'm definitely not talking nonsense." While munching on the snacks, he continued talking to Ningxi. "Little Xia Xia, learn how to make this. So, I can eat it often in the future. It's not difficult to make this. I can make it, but it's impossible to match what Mr. Kai made." Ningxi poured cold water on his enthusiasm. Lu Jingli, with a face full of indignation, said while eating, "My brother is really too much." Ningxi was speechless. "Why does it involve your brother again?" Lu Jingli gave Ningxi a meaningful look, then elongated his tone to reply, "I don't know who invited that Danielle, but Kai Fengxian. I saw my brother run out halfway through the party and personally called him to come over. I had begged him several times before, but he refused to help me." Kai Fengxian. He was invited by Lu Tingxiao? Although she had briefly suspected it, she never thought it would be true. So, did he also arrange for those emergency ingredients later? His style of doing things without leaking any information was completely consistent with the Devil King. Watching Ningxi's expression, which was obviously affected by his brother's teasing, Lu Jingli was very satisfied. Finally, there was a more important question. After finishing the purple sweet potato cake, Lu Jingli approached Ningxi again with a tone like a sly uncle trying to entice a little girl. "Little Xia Xia. There's something I really want to know. Kai Fengxian was invited by my brother, but who invited Danielle?" Ningxi finally couldn't take it anymore. "Second young master, if you keep being so gossipy, you won't find a wife. I wasn't planning to get married anyway." Lu Jingli replied as if it was a matter of course. "Ningundicesimo side, fine. Tell me, just tell me. I promise not to tell anyone." Lu Jingli persisted. Ningxi gave him a disdainful look. She believed he had ulterior motives. Just when Ningxi was annoyed by Lu Jingli, her phone suddenly made ding-dong sounds. She picked it up and saw that she had received 2 new messages simultaneously. Unlocking her phone, she opened WeChat. In the next second, after seeing the 2 messages, Ningxi was dumbfounded. On WeChat, there were 2 quiet messages lying side by side. "YS, is it delicious? Lu Tingxiao, is it delicious? What's going on?" The sending time is exactly the same, down to the second. Before the shock on Ningxi's face could fade, her phone rang twice in quick succession again. "YS, which dish is the best? This is a must-answer question _. Lu Tingxiao, which dish do you prefer?" Moreover, they were sent simultaneously. Did they have to be so synchronized? Lu Jingli, who was beside her, noticed that Ningxi's expression was not right and asked with concern, "Little Xia Xia, what's wrong with you? Who's sending you messages so late?" It's nothing. Ningxi was startled and quickly retrieved her phone. That was close. She almost let Lu Jingli see it. Just in case, she decided to change the aliases for these 2 people. Ningxi pondered for a moment, avoiding Lu Jingli, and then lowered her head to change the aliases. YS changed to Yun Radish. Lu Tingxiao changed to Lu Bok Choi. What kind of look was that from Lu Jingli? When he's gossiping, it's like he has a 6th sense. So, with that look just now, he probably caught a glimpse of the message content. He immediately rubbed his chin with a knowing smile. YS. It turned out to be that guy. Well, great. The goal for tonight has been achieved. Of course, it could be even more perfect. So, Lu Jingli started to bounce around again. "Little Xia Xia, which dish do you think tastes better from those 2 masters?" Being asked this question for the 3rd time, Ningxi was on the verge of collapse. "Stop asking me which one tastes better. This is not a must-answer question, it's a life-or-death question." Ningxi glared at him fiercely. "Shut up. Don't ask again. It's very late. You've eaten and gossiped enough. Go back quickly. Otherwise, I'll complain to your brother that you've been lingering at my place so late." Lu Jingli immediately retreated several steps with a terrified expression. "Little Xia Xia, how can you be like this? You've turned bad. So, are you leaving or not? I'm about to call." Ningxi raised her phone as a threat. With teary eyes, Lu Jingli, for the sake of his life, quickly ran away. Seeing that Lu Jingli had finally left, Ningxi finally breathed a sigh of relief. She had been about to fall asleep, but with Lu Jingli and those messages, it seemed that she wouldn't be able to sleep tonight. Tonight, there were many people who couldn't fall asleep. Platinum Emperor Palace. Lu Jingli pushed open the door of the study, panting as he leaned against the door frame. Brother. I'm back. I risked my life to bring you some information. Lu Tingxiao lifted his head from a pile of documents, and his gaze swept over the crumbs on Lu Jingli's mouth. Lu Jingli casually wiped his mouth with his sleeve. Oh, it's sister-in-law. She insisted on giving me some snacks, even though I didn't want to eat them. He, brother, I've got some important information. Do you want to hear it? After saying that, Lu Jingli rolled his eyes with mischief. If you ask Kai Fengxian to cook for me, I'll tell you right away. Lu Tingxiao continued to do whatever he was doing without even looking at him. Damn. Brother, you really don't want to know, huh? Really don't want to? Then I won't say it. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. Okay. Fine. Considering our brotherly bond, I'll tell you directly. In fact, he couldn't hold back and wanted to say it. He didn't even last for 3 seconds. Lu Jingli eagerly began to spill the beans. Brother, let me tell you. After writing that cheesy love letter and preparing a surprise for little Xia Xia, the person who invited Danielle is that secretive letter guy YS. Oh, right, just now, did you send WeChat to little Xia Xia? That guy almost sent a message to my sister-in-law at the same time. Even the content was almost the same. It's unbelievable. You two are like-minded. Finally, Lu Tingxiao looked up and glanced at Lu Jingli, and there was a deep surge of concealment in his eyes. Lu Jingli sighed and muttered, since that guy has already taken action, one after another, this time inviting a chef, next time he might directly become a living person, right? Brother, the road to chasing your wife in the future might not be so easy. Lu Jingli continued, a sly smile playing on his lips. However, you have 2 things that can directly defeat him. First, the near-water tower, that guy wants to return to China, but it's not that easy. Second, it's definitely our little treasure. Lu Tingxiao's fingers tapped the armrest of the chair slowly. How are little treasure's enrollment procedures going? I've taken care of it. You can rest assured, he can enroll at any time. Ning Family Villa. Shuelua is back. Are you happy tonight? Tell Mom. Zhuang Lingyu knew about the proposal from Su Yan, so she was eagerly waiting for her daughter to come back. Looking at Zhuang Lingyu's expectant expression, Ning Shuelua forced a smile. Mom, let's talk later. I'm a bit tired. I'll rest in my room first. Huh? Tired? Seeing her daughter go straight into the room, closing the door, Zhuang Lingyu looked at her husband beside her with confusion. What's wrong with Shuelua? Is she shy because of Su Yan's proposal? Ning Yaohua put down the newspaper, sensing that something was wrong, and called the maid who usually took care of Ning Shuelua. Master, do you need me? Little Ling, go and find out what happened tonight. Why did our young miss lock herself in her room as soon as she came back? Ning Yaohua sternly instructed. Zhuang Lingyu agreed, yes, and she doesn't look good. Su Yan proposed tonight, she should be happy, right? Could it be shyness? At this moment, the maid hurriedly spoke, Master, Madam, something happened tonight. Our young miss seems to have been wronged. Ning Yaohua's expression immediately darkened. What? Wronged? Who dares to mistreat my precious daughter? Is it that stinky brat Su Yan? The maid shook her head repeatedly. How could it be young Master Su? Young Master Su dotes on our young miss too much. Something happened tonight, and it's quite complicated. I can't explain it briefly. You should take a look yourselves. The maid took out her phone and played a video. Ning Yaohua and Zhuang Lingyu exchanged glances, quickly grabbing the phone to watch the video. As they quickly went through the video, their faces became increasingly grim. The maid stood aside indignantly and said, Master, Madam, you see it now. Tonight was supposed to be a proposal banquet from young Master Su, carefully prepared for a long time. However, Miss Shuelua was disrupted by Ning Shi several times. Thanks to Miss Shuelua's good temper, she endured it until she couldn't take it anymore when she returned home. How sad Miss Shuelua must have been at that time. What should have been the happiest moment was completely ruined. She was laughed at by so many people on the spot, and it has even been spread everywhere. I saw this video because of that. In fact, this video had been edited, it intentionally omitted the provocations from Fangya. During the complaint, behind them came Ning Shuelua's stern voice. Xiaoling. Who allowed you to speak nonsense like this? Xiaoling secretly exchanged glances with Ning Shuelua, then made a pitiful expression. Miss, I'm sorry. But what I said was the truth. I couldn't bear it. Shuelua, why blame her? Xiaoling didn't say anything wrong. Zhuang Lingyu pulled her daughter's hand, looking at her pale face with a heart full of pity. I never expected such a thing to happen. You've really been wronged. Ning Xuelua's face was full of restrained vulnerability. Mom, I'm not wronged. I don't actually care about tonight's events. As long as Brother Yen sincerely treats me well, I don't care about others' attitudes or how they see me. I genuinely like Brother Yen, he's not just a tool for me to show off. It's just that sister, what she did tonight really hurt me. I really don't understand why she treated me this way. Xiaoling, who was beside them, hurriedly interjected, Miss, there's no need to ask. Tonight was young Master Su's proposal to you. She wouldn't have caused trouble, that would be strange. She can't stand to see you happy. Ning Yaohua's face darkened at these words. That girl is really out of line. Now people don't know their sisters. If they find out and see the two sisters competing and being jealous in front of others, what would they think? Ning Xuelua forced back her tears. I did misunderstand Sister Kaijing's situation, and I admit it's my fault. I've done everything I could to help her, but she rejected me every time. Now, her misunderstanding of me is getting deeper. I really don't know what to do. Zhuang Lingyu sighed. Ah, silly child, Mom has told you many times. Why do you care so much about her opinion? You know her temper. It's best not to bother with her. Ning Xuelua looked serious. Of course, I care because she's Dad and Mom's biological daughter. I care so much about Dad and Mom, and I care about her. I don't want any conflicts because of me. Ning Yaohua was moved. Xuelua, Dad really doesn't know what to say to you. If she had half your understanding, sigh. Ning Xuelua showed a somewhat bleak expression. Sometimes, I really think, maybe I should go back to the Tang family. Zhuang Lingyu immediately nervously held her hand. Xuelua, how can you say such things? Are you going to leave Mom? But maybe if I leave, Sister will be willing to come back. I feel like I'm a disaster, preventing you from being a complete family. Ning Xuelua said, finally unable to suppress her self-blame and started crying. Zhuang Lingyu hugged her, consoling her repeatedly. Xuelua, how can you say such things? You're Mom's most beloved daughter, our little lucky star in the Ning family. Since you were born, our family's business has been flourishing, and our home has become more prosperous. Don't you remember that Master Long recommended you to the boss Wang? You are our family's lucky star. Ning Yaohua, upon hearing Ning Xuelua's desire to return to the Tang family, also became tense. In the future, you must not say such things about yourself. Master Long personally gave you a divination, could it be wrong? You are the lucky star of our Ning family. No one can drive you away. Zhuang Lingyu wiped her tears. Xueluan's mom and dad know that you've been wrong tonight. Don't be sad. Tonight was just a proposal, what's the big deal? When it's time for your official engagement banquet, that will be the real glory. Yes, at that time, absolutely no one will be able to take you away. I'll personally go and negotiate with the Su family. Listening to Ning Yaohua and Zhuang Lingyu's solemn assurances, a subtle smile crossed Ning Xuelua's eyes. Ning Yaohua and Zhuang Lingyu were not the main concern. The most crucial factor was Su Yimo, rumored to have a strong background. If Su Yimo played her cards right, Ning Zilo would truly have no room for a comeback. Offending the top brass of the Lu group would leave her with no good outcome. Previously, Su Yimo was too arrogant to bother with Ning Xuelua. After tonight's events, would she continue to ignore Ning Xuelua? If she did, she would just sit back and watch the show. Ning Xuelua thought, Ning Zilo, I can't wait to see how you'll meet your end. After the filming wrapped up, Ning Zilo took 3 days off at home. She lived a pig-like life for those 3 days, doing nothing but the usual exercise, eating, and sleeping. It wasn't until the 3rd day that she felt the half of her soul left in Meng Changa's body returned, along with the half scared away. However, the next second, a ding sound rang out, and with one text message, her entire being was scared stiff. Cici, are you free tomorrow? Little Bun's enrollment procedures are done. General Manager Xia. Ning Zilo stared blankly at the 3 words, General Manager Xia, and hesitated to reply. Although the celebration banquet had passed without any major incidents, it didn't mean the crisis was over. Instead, it served as a loud warning. That guy wasn't just teasing her, he was more about threatening and warning her. The warning could reach her even from 1,000 miles away. Ning Zilo pinched her forehead and took out her phone, finding a long-unused number from her contacts. The phone only rang for a moment before being answered. It took a moment for Ning Zilo to realize and hastily said, Hello, Annie. Hello. Bro say. It's really you. How long has it been since you last contacted me? Good. Listening to the excited voice of the young girl on the other end, Ning Zolo's facial features softened. Brose, I miss you so much. But you said before you left that you were saying goodbye to the past and starting a new life, so I didn't dare to disturb you, and didn't dare to contact you proactively. Ning Zolo lightly laughed. Silly child, I was just pretending to be cool. Did you actually believe it? What? Annie's voice on the phone sounded like she suffered a big blow. So, I've been holding back for so long for nothing? Ning Zolo couldn't help but burst into laughter. Haha. I was just teasing you. Why are you still so easy to fool? You're teasing me again. Brose, you're too much. Okay, I won't tease you anymore. I called you this time because I want to ask you something serious. Ning Zolo's tone became serious. Annie also became serious and said, What's the matter, Brose? I know everything I know to you. Ning Zolo scratched her head and asked, it's about your big brother. Has he shown any peculiar behavior recently? Annie was stunned upon hearing this, stuttering, this? Ning Zolo, impatient as always, urged, What is it? Whether he has or not, it's such a simple question. Annie could only answer immediately, Brose, yes. Yes? Ning Zolo instantly straightened up. What's peculiar? Tell me.